Yes, my name is Victor Padee and I'm Chief Revenue Officer at Aevi. I think it is, and the bad news is that it's not going to get any easier. I think, we see more and more fragmentation, we see more and more modularity, we see more and more niche players coming up, more and more use cases. So things are only going to get more complex. And I think, rewind time to 10 years ago, you had a handful of players. These days, it's a lot of people coming up on both sides of new business and the kind of new requirements. I think we see acceleration of businesses being built because of the AI, and that will inevitably lead to more fragmentation. When I first started in payments, you used to have kind of turnkey solution from one provider, wall to wall, end to end, as you would describe it. And that worked. And to be fair, it still works for some people. If you are a small enterprise, small business, and you want something that is off the shelf, that's great. You don't want to have the complexity of multiple contracts, multiple vendors. But when you are an enterprise business, locking yourself into somebody's ecosystem, that's kind of borderline suicide. What you want is flexibility, what you want is modularity, and you should be the one that is building a framework that you could add all the different components to. But locking yourself to somebody else's roadmap and then being at the mercy of that roadmap, it's quite tricky. I wouldn't recommend it. So I think networks are at a very interesting juncture of what role they actually play in payments and payments landscape. I would like to see them taking a little bit more control in terms of regulation, in terms of providing a more of a North Star approach and trying to unify certain standards. So when we see an uprise of small businesses being built, or additional payments players being built, they are being built according to a set of standards that then they could be ingested by other companies and they could be built upon. If they don't play that role, then we'll see even further fragmentation, even further, set of standards being developed, different ways of integration, and then things like security, data, that will definitely slip. So it's very, very tricky. I would love them to see a little bit more control in that respect. We have to start with the customer first, because what we think is the ideal journey might not necessarily be ideal journey for the end customer. And if the end customer pays in the way they want to pay, in the currency they want to pay, using a card type or payment method they want to pay, and they've got payment experience that goes across the channels, and they're happy with it, then obviously, everything else should be built around that. So we have to focus on the customer, focus on what people are saying and how people want to pay. Do you want to be paying with 3 different cards? Do you want to be taking an additional card out of your wallet if you've got, card in your phone? The answer is no. If you want to pay with likes of Amex, should you be taking a different cards because they don't accept Amex? Most of the Amex card holder will have a different card, but it's not a great experience. So my recommendation would be start with your end customer in mind, see how they want to pay, and then design your system around them rather than what you think is right or what looks great on paper.